So we'll start with the next module. It is visible, right? PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll move on with the next module, that is getting started with Android programming. So here we first of all we will be seeing what is an Android, and after that what are the tools that you require if you want to go in for Android programming, and also we are going to see the anatomy of Android application and some of the components that are required for Android application. So these are the topics that is there in your syllabus. So here we are so they have given you how to install, like what and all software you require. They have also given you the link. So I request you all, so if you have a laptop, I'll share the this one soft copy of this textbook. They have given you the link where you can download the required software. So I request you all to kindly download that and install in your system. Okay. So here some sample programs are there. So only if you're working, then you'll get to know how it is. So next class, make sure how many of you are not having laptop. Please tell sincerely. Out of 40, at least 30 people are having. Hello, are you all there?
No, ma'am.
Don't. Okay. No. So if you are having, you can just practice in that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start with the first topic. So this is your module 2. So the first topic in that is what is an Android. So we all know Android. What is Android? Android is nothing but a mobile operating system. So what do you mean by an operating system? Anybody? What do you mean by an operating system? Anybody is there online?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by an operating system?
Interacting with the program and the user.
Yeah, user and the system, right? So for that you require an operating system. You have bought a laptop and you have not installed any operating system in that, means that laptop is of no use. Only if it is having some operating system, then you can interact with that laptop, right? Or OS or system, you can say. So here Android is a mobile operating system that is based on the modified version of Linux. Okay. So this was originally developed by a startup called as the name was Android in 2005. Later, Google took on this, or Google purchased Android and took over its development work. So initially, Android was developed by a startup company called as Android. So they developed this as a part of or a strategy to enter into mobile space. Later on, Google purchased this company Android and it took over the development work. Okay. So some of the advantage with respect to this Android, or advantage of going in for Android, is first of all it is having a unified approach. Unified approach for what? For application development. It is not like you can do this way, you can do this way. Nothing like one. What you can say? One integrated. You can say integrated approach for application development. And the next point, what you can say here is developers need only to develop the Android, and their application can run on any numerous devices that are based on this Android operating system. Okay. So there are different versions of Android, right? So which is a current version? Anybody? Or the latest version of Android? How much? 10.0. Okay. Is it in the market? Okay. So like this, we have different versions of Android. So initially started with 1.1 in the year 2009. Later it went to 1.5, 1.6, then 2.0, 3.0. Now it is 10.0. So like this, we have different versions So usually Google gives the name like donut or gingerbread or honeycomb, like this different names they give for each of the versions. Okay, so that is your Android. So what you're going to say, Android is nothing but a mobile operating system which is based on Linux. Okay, so originally it was developed by a company called as Android. Later Google took on that. Advantage of going for Android is, first of all, unified approach. Next is developer just develops the develop for Android. Later any application which is having this any application can run with this Android OS. Okay, next one we'll go for the features of Android. So when you say features, this is an important question from exam point of view. What is Android, and list and explain the features of Android. Okay, and Android is a open source. What do you mean by open source?
Can be downloaded
Free. Yes, free, available, free, right?
and modified.
Yes, Android is a open source that's freely available to, okay, freely available, and there is no fixed hardware software configuration. So, but this we will see some features here. So, under that, what we are saying here is, first one with respect to storage. So, when you say storage, this Android uses SQLite, which is a lightweight relational database that is used for your data storage. Next comes the connectivity part. So when you say connectivity part, so what can be the meaning of this connectivity? Can you can you use Wi-Fi in Android phone? Yes, yes. So it supports Wi-Fi. You can say it supports GSM. It supports Edge. It supports CDMA. It supports Bluetooth. All these things. Okay. So next comes messaging. So under messaging, what you need to say is messaging. How you're going to message somebody? You can use SMS. So under messaging, what you can say, Android supports SMS as well as MMS. Next, when you say web browser, so here based on the open source, okay, that's called as WebKit, together with the Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. So that is a web browser that Android is supporting. And when you say media support, so when you say media support, an Android supports, you can play MP3 or which other things? MP4, yes, Wave, yes.
Many
Then
more are there.
many are there, right? AAC is there. Then again, images. When you say JPEG is there, then GIF is there.
PNG.
Yes, PNG is there. Yes, these are the media support for your Android. Next comes the hardware support. So when you say hardware support, what and all you can say? First, very important thing. You want to go from one location to other. What is the thing you are using?
Navigation.
Yes, GPS. Yes, that is a very useful one. Then what else you have? You have camera. You have digital compass. Then you have proximity sensors. So these are the hardware supports that is available with Android. Next comes multi-touch. So multi-touch, what can this mean?
More than one touch can be done in the screen.
Screen, yes. So that is with respect to the screen. When you say multitasking,
More than one touch can be done.
application, yes, the name itself says what it is, right? And the next comes the flash support. So here for your textbook purpose, they are speaking about Android version 2.3, which is supporting 10.1 flash. Okay, the last one, that is tethering. So under this, what you can say, we are using this, right?
Yeah, the USB there, data can be
Yes,
saved.
yes.
So
I either you can go for wired or wireless, right? So this is for what purpose?
for sharing the data or some
Yes,
internet.
sharing internet connections. Yes. So these are the features of Android. So this is an important question. What is Android? List and explain the features of Android. Okay. Next we'll go to the next one, that is architecture of Android. Again, this is also an important question wherein you have to draw the diagram. Okay, so please see the diagram properly. Very large diagram here. So you can see in the diagram. So when you say architecture here, the Android OS is divided into how many sections can you see? One, two, three, four, five sections are there, and it is having four layers. Okay, so under architecture, what you can say, your Android is having four layers, four main layers with five sections. So, what are those layers? We'll see each one of them. So, the first layer, what you have is that is at the bottommost, you can see that is Linux kernel. So Linux. So we said in the beginning, Android that is a modified. It is based on Linux, right? Android is a mobile operating system based on Linux. So that is what we are saying here. This is a kernel on which Android is based. Okay. So Android is based on Linux kernel. So this layer contains the low level device drivers. So what do you mean by device drivers?
It can run some tasks, some operations.
Yes. Device drivers here, they are for what purpose? For the hardware components what is there in our Android devices. Now just take example, I'm not speaking about Android, just general I'll speak. So you have bought a printer, you've bought a new printer and you have connected that printer to your system, and from the system you give print. Will it work?
No, no, we have to install the
You have
drivers.
to install the drivers, right? Only then it will be working. Okay, so under the Linux kernel, that is in this case what you have, it is the low level device drivers are present for the various hardware components that are there in your Android device. Okay, next layer comes the library. So libraries, these contain all the code that provides the features for an Android operating system. Example, now here in the when we spoke in the beginning, that is in the starting session, we just one example about SQLite we spoke. What is this SQLite? So we said SQLite is a lightweight, that is relational database, right? So this is used for what purpose?
So data group.
For data storage, yes. So that is present in this library layer. Okay, so this layer contains the code that provides the features of the Android operating system. So one of the feature, one example we said about SQLite. So this is required for the data storage purpose. Similarly, one more we have WebKit. So we said when we are speaking about when we tell about the features, we said that web browser, right? That time we spoke about WebKit. So again, WebKit is a library that provides the functionality that is required during web browsing. Okay, so that is what is the next layer, that is about libraries. So whatever features you have in your Android operating system, for that some code or some information about that will be present in this libraries. Next one, you can see under this library layer only you have one more section, that is Android runtime. Okay, so this is present in the same layer as that of library but just as a separate part. Okay, the Android runtime, this provides a set of again libraries that enables a developer to write Android apps using your Java. Using Java programming language, it allows the developer to write Android apps. Okay, and once you have written the apps, or you have once you have written some program, you can test that in this virtual machine. So you can see here, Dalvik virtual machine is there, so which enables every Android application to run in its own process. Okay, so that is your Dalvik virtual machine. So this is a specialized virtual machine which is specifically designed for Android. Okay, that is about Android runtime, you have to say. So which contains, again it is under libraries only, it contains some core library as well as Dalvik virtual machine which can allow you to run your application. And the next layer you have is application framework. So this application framework, this particular layer exposes the various capabilities of your Android to the application developers so that they can make use of this application in their application. Okay. So what you can say under application framework, they are going to tell the developer what and all features are there. So using that, the developer can develop his or can develop an Android application. Okay. And the last layer you have is the application layer. Under this you can see home, contact, phone, browser. So this is the topmost layer. So you will find whenever you have an Android or you have bought an Android phone, so all this comes along with that, right? Contact you have, phone you have, browser you have, and the home you have. So these and all comes along with your Android device. Okay, that is what you have to tell for application. So if they're asking you the question on Android architecture, then you have to draw this diagram and you have to briefly tell about each of the layer. So total how many layers are there? 4 layers are there. And how many sections we have? We have 5 sections. That is because of this one, Android runtime. Did you get this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one will go to Android devices in the market. So Android devices in the market. So Android devices, they come in various shapes and sizes, you can say. So the first one you can see here. What is the first one? Sorry. The first one. What is this? The first figure here. These are nothing but your smartphones, right? The first figure shows the smartphone, wherein the size is smaller, whereas the next figure, a size is still more, right, larger than the smartphones. That is nothing but, what is the second figure? Tablet. Yes, yes. So the next one is a tablet. So you can say that the typically the size starts at 7 inches, which is measured in the diagonal way. And the next one, what is the next one? Anybody? That is nothing but your ebook reader. Okay. Anybody has used this? We do everything in phone only, right?
Amazon
Kindle. Yes, yes. Okay. Other than that, you have Android TV or the smart TV, you can say. So these are the other two. That is, you have the Android TV as well as the smart TV. Okay. Sorry. Next, we'll come to the Android market. So Android, when you say Android, now Android is everywhere, right? Almost, if you see in your class only, almost 80 to 90% are using Android phones. Is it? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So one of the main factors determining the success of a smartphone platform is the application that supports it. So when you say Android, why it is so successful? Because it is supporting varieties of application, right? So applications play a very vital role in determining whether a new platform is successful or not. That is swims or sinks. Okay. So what we are saying, if your operating system is supporting wide range of application, then you can say that that is swimming, otherwise it is sinking. Okay. Making this application accessible to the general user is a major or the most important part. Is it true? So you have developed an application, so there must be some user, right, who is going to use it. Not some, if you are getting a large number of users who are using it, then you can say that your application is successful. So, in the year 2008, Google first announced about this Android market, which was an online application store wherein varieties of application were put in and users could download it. That is the thing. And later on, that is currently we call it as a Google Play Store, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. So that is what we have to say under Android market. So currently the Android market is nothing but we are saying it as Google Play Store, wherein you have wide varieties of application, both paid ones as well as freely available, right? So depending on the user, his usage, he can download any application, either the paid one he can go for or the free version. That's all about the Android market. So next we'll go to the next topic, that is obtaining the required tool. So under this topic, they have just given you the steps. Okay, so I'll send you the soft copy of this textbook. So I request you all to kindly. So here you can see here the link is given. Just go to that link and you download it. Okay. So they have given you step by step what you have to do. So according to that, so obtaining the required tool is nothing but what is this topic telling you is what are the software you require to develop an Android application. Okay. So that is what. So here they have given you the link where you can download, and also they have given you step by step how you can download all those information. Okay. So to develop an Android application, we need to install certain softwares, that is involving Eclipse, that is an Android SDK, as well as development tools. And one more thing, what we need to develop is Java, that is your JDK. So we know this Android SDK, it makes use of this JDK. So first you have to download that. So for that they have given you the link. You can just click on this link and install. That is, you can download JDK and install it. Okay. After that, next one you require is Eclipse. So again, for Eclipse also, the link is given to you in your textbook. You can just go to that link and you can download it. The first step towards developing an application is obtaining the IDE. Okay, so here the IDE what we are using is Eclipse. So it is a multi-language software development, which is having a large number of plugins. So it can be used to develop various types of application using Java, C, C++, COBOL, Python, all those things. So all those things not required. From the exam point of view, this is not an important question, but since we are this is a programming, that is, you want to develop something, you want to develop an Android application, that time you must know what and all you require, what and all tools you require. So first of all, what you do, you download this JDK, go to this site and download that. Then you go to this particular link and download Eclipse. Okay. So once you're downloading Eclipse, then what you have to do, you have to unzip its content into the folder C/Android. Okay. This is the next step what you have to do. And the next one what you require is Android software development kit. Okay. So for that you can go to this particular link, that is developer.android.com sdk index.html. If this particular link is not opening, just google it as Android SDK. So you'll be getting the location, or you're getting the file which you can download. Again, that you download and unzip the content to C/Android folder. Okay, or if you want, you can give some other name. So these are the things what you have need to download. Okay, so you have to download JDK, Eclipse, as well as what is the last one, Android software development kit. Okay, other than that, that is Android development tools plugin for Eclipse is an extension of Eclipse IDE. So for this again, you can go in, that is, to install this ADT, you have to go into Eclipse. So first of all, you have to install Eclipse, then double click on eclipse.exe. This all they are just, it will happen, you just have to click on next. Okay, it will be installed. So that is what I told in the beginning. So these three things, that is JDK, then Eclipse, then Android SDK. So please download all these three. Okay, and after that you can click on first launch Eclipse by double clicking eclipse.exe. This is the next thing you have to do to install this Android development tools. Okay. Okay, this do one. So for time being, you have to do all these three tools you need to download. So will you all download it today? Guys, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, so I request you all, please download it. Then tomorrow we will go on with the first program. Okay, just a simple one program. I'll send you the textbook soft copy. In that, all the links from where you can download and what are the steps you need to follow when you're installing. Even that is given in terms of pictures. So you can just go through that and you can install it. Okay. So there won't be any issue in installing this software. So if you have installed, then tomorrow we'll go on with the first Android application. So even you from your side, you can try and execute it. Okay, you might have asked your seniors how is the lab. Anybody has asked how is the lab? Android, this one mobile application lab. You know, right? Lab is associated with this subject. Do you all know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So only if you work, then you'll get to know. Okay. So for that purpose only, I'm telling. Please install this software. Okay. So the next part, that is the first program, we will do it in the next session. Okay. So we'll